You wake up every morning telling yourself that today will be different. Today, you'll finally take control of your finances, make those important decisions you've been avoiding, and stop living paycheck to paycheck. But by evening, you're back to the same patterns that have kept you exactly where you are for years. You scroll through social media seeing others live the life you dream of, and deep down, you wonder if you're just not meant for wealth and success. I am Solomon, and I've witnessed this cycle destroy more dreams than any external force ever could. The truth that cuts deeper than any sword is this: poverty is not about the money missing from your bank account. Poverty is the collection of invisible chains you've wrapped around your own mind, the habits you practice religiously without realizing they're programming you for failure. But here's what separates those who break free from those who remain trapped forever. The wealthy don't just change what they do, they transform who they are. They don't modify behaviors, they revolutionize their identity. They stop being someone who struggles with money and become someone who naturally attracts wealth through every thought, every decision, every action. Tonight, Brian Tracy will expose the 7 deadly habits that have been silently stealing your future while you sleep. These aren't just mistakes you make with money. These are the deeper patterns that reshape your brain, reprogram your expectations, and determine whether you'll spend the next decade climbing toward freedom or sinking deeper into financial quicksand. This isn't motivation that fades by tomorrow morning. This is the blueprint for rewiring the very core of who you are. Because when you change your identity, your entire world has no choice but to change with you. If you're ready to stop being someone who dreams about wealth and start being someone who creates it, subscribe now and commit to watching every word of this transformation. Your future self is waiting for you to make this decision. Number 1, internal identity and financial mindset. You look at your bank account and feel that familiar knot in your stomach. The same disappointment, the same frustration, the same promise that next month will be different. But deep in your heart, you know the truth that terrifies you most. The problem isn't the economy, your job, or bad luck. The problem is the person staring back at you in the mirror every morning, carrying the same thoughts, the same beliefs, the same internal narrative that has kept you exactly where you are for years. I am Solomon, and I tell you this: poverty begins in the mind long before it appears in your wallet. Your financial reality today is nothing more than the physical manifestation of the thoughts you've been thinking, the beliefs you've been nurturing, and the identity you've been feeding for decades. Every dollar that escapes your hands, every opportunity you let slip away, every dream you abandon is the direct result of an internal war you're losing against yourself. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever seeds you plant, whatever you water daily, whatever you allow to grow wild, that is what will flourish in your life. If you plant thoughts of scarcity, you will harvest scarcity. If you water beliefs of limitation, you will see limitation bloom in every area of your existence. If you allow weeds of victimhood to grow unchecked, they will choke out every seed of prosperity you try to plant. I once knew a merchant who inherited 2 identical shops from his father. One brother took his shop and immediately began thinking about all the customers who wouldn't come, all the competition that would destroy him, all the reasons why success was impossible. The other brother looked at his identical shop and began imagining the customers he would serve, the value he would create, the legacy he would build. Within 1 year, the first brother had sold his shop at a loss. Within 5 years, the second brother owned 12 shops across the kingdom. Same inheritance, same opportunities, but completely different internal worlds. The moment of transformation comes when you realize that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but the author of them. Your current financial situation is not happening to you. It is happening through you, by you, because of the person you have chosen to be up until this moment. This truth might sting like fire, but it is also the key to your freedom. Every morning when you wake up, you make a choice about who you will be that day. Will you be someone who thinks like a poor person, acts like a poor person, makes decisions like a poor person? Or will you be someone who thinks like the wealthy person you are destined to become? This choice happens in the quiet moments, in the thoughts you choose to think, in the words you speak to yourself when no one else is listening. Start by becoming conscious of your financial thoughts. For the next 7 days, catch yourself every time you think or say something that reflects a poor person's mindset. When you say, "I can't afford it," ask yourself, "How can I afford it?" When you think money is the root of all evil, replace it with, "Money is a tool that amplifies who I already am." When you catch yourself thinking, "Rich people are greedy," remind yourself, "Wealthy people have learned to create value for others." Your financial transformation will never exceed your identity transformation. You cannot consistently perform in a way that is inconsistent with how you see yourself. If you see yourself as someone who struggles with money, you will find ways to struggle. If you see yourself as someone who is naturally good with money, you will find ways to prove that true. Number 2, financial habits that perpetuate scarcity. You know that feeling when your paycheck hits your account and within days, sometimes hours, it feels like it vanished into thin air. You swore this time would be different. You made promises to yourself about being smarter with money, more disciplined, more intentional. Yet here you are again, wondering where it all went, trapped in the same cycle that has held you prisoner for years. The habits that keep you poor are not accidents. They are not innocent mistakes or temporary lapses in judgment. They are deeply ingrained patterns that have been running your financial life on autopilot, making decisions for you while you sleep, sabotaging your future while you dream of a better tomorrow. These habits are like invisible chains that grow stronger every time you repeat them, binding you to a life of limitation and financial anxiety. Think of your financial habits as a river that has been carving the same path through your life for years. Every time you spend more than you earn, every time you postpone an important financial decision, every time you live without clear financial goals, you are deepening that riverbed of poverty. The water of your money flows effortlessly down this familiar path, taking your dreams with it, leaving you standing in the same place you've always been. I remember a wealthy trader in my court who told me about his transformation. For years, he lived paycheck to paycheck despite earning more than most people in the kingdom. His money would come in through the front door and immediately escape through the back door, spent on things that brought him momentary pleasure but no lasting value. One day, he realized he was not controlling his money. His emotions were controlling his money. Fear was making him hoard. Anxiety was making him spend. Pride was making him buy things he couldn't afford. He was not making financial decisions. His feelings were making them for him. The awakening comes when you understand that every financial habit is connected to an emotional need you're trying to fill. You don't overspend because you lack willpower. You overspend because you're trying to buy feelings. Security, status, comfort, love, acceptance. You don't postpone important decisions because you're lazy. You postpone them because you're afraid of making the wrong choice, afraid of facing the reality of your situation, afraid of the work that real change requires. But here is the truth that will set you free. You can choose your financial habits the same way you choose what clothes to wear each morning. You are not a victim of your impulses. You are not powerless against your emotions. You are not doomed to repeat the same patterns forever. You can interrupt these automatic responses and install new ones that serve your future instead of sabotaging it. Start with one simple practice. Before you make any purchase over a certain amount, pause for 24 hours. During that pause, ask yourself 3 questions. Am I buying this thing, or am I buying a feeling? Will I care about this purchase 1 month from now? Is this bringing me closer to my financial goals or taking me further away? This simple practice will begin to break the automatic pattern between desire and action, giving you back control over your financial decisions. Set one clear financial goal and write it down every single day. Not a vague wish like, I want to be rich, but a specific target with a specific deadline. I will save $10,000 by December 31st of this year. Writing it daily keeps it alive in your mind, makes it real, forces you to think about it, plan for it, make decisions that support it. Your financial habits are either building the life you want or destroying it. There is no neutral ground. Every day, with every choice, you are either moving toward financial freedom or deeper into financial bondage. The question is not whether you have the power to change. The question is whether you will use that power before it's too late. Number 3, discipline, courage, and action. You've been waiting for the perfect moment to start, waiting to feel motivated, waiting to feel confident, waiting to feel ready. Meanwhile, life keeps moving, opportunities keep passing, and your dreams keep fading with each day you spend waiting for feelings that may never come. The cruel irony is that the very act of waiting for motivation is what keeps you trapped in the life you're desperate to escape. Discipline is not a feeling. Courage is not an emotion. Action is not the result of inspiration. These are choices you make in spite of how you feel, decisions that forge your character in the fire of discomfort, habits that build the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The person you need to become cannot be created by waiting for the right mood or the perfect circumstances. That person can only be forged through deliberate, consistent action taken when action is the last thing you want to take. Imagine your life as a ship on the ocean. Motivation is like the wind. Sometimes it fills your sails and pushes you forward with ease. But what happens when the wind stops blowing? What happens when the storms come? What happens during the long, still nights when there's no wind at all? The ships that reach their destination are not the ones that only sail when the wind is perfect. They are the ones equipped with engines that run regardless of weather, regardless of conditions, regardless of how the captain feels about the journey. There was once a young man in my kingdom who dreamed of building the greatest library ever assembled. He waited for years to feel passionate enough, motivated enough, confident enough to begin. One day, an old scholar told him, "Son, if you wait for passion to build your library, you will die surrounded by empty shelves. But if you place one book on the shelf every day, regardless of how you feel, in 10 years you will have a library that inspires passion in others." The young man began that very day when he felt least like it, when it seemed most impossible. That library became the wonder of our age, and the man became known not for his initial passion, but for his unwavering discipline. The transformation happens when you realize that your feelings are not instructions. They are just weather passing through your internal landscape. You don't cancel your life plans because of rain, and you don't have to cancel your dreams because of difficult emotions. Fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal that you're about to do something important. Doubt is not proof that you can't succeed. It's evidence that you're attempting something beyond your current comfort zone. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and acting anyway. Every time you choose action over comfort, every time you choose growth over safety, every time you choose your future over your feelings, you are making deposits in the bank account of your character. These deposits accumulate compound interest. Each courageous action makes the next one easier. Each disciplined choice strengthens your ability to make more disciplined choices. Here is what you must do. Choose one action that your future self desperately needs you to take today, and take it before your emotions have a chance to talk you out of it. Not tomorrow when you feel more like it. Not next week when you have more time. Not next month when you feel more prepared. Right now, while the decision is fresh, while the possibility is real, while you still have the power to choose. Set a daily appointment with discomfort. Every single day, do one thing that scares you, challenges you, pushes you beyond what feels safe and familiar. This could be making a phone call you've been avoiding, starting a project you've been postponing, having a conversation you've been dreading. The goal is not to eliminate fear, but to prove to yourself that you can act in spite of it. Your future is not built on the days when everything goes perfectly, when you feel motivated and inspired and ready. Your future is built on the ordinary Tuesday when nothing is going right, when you feel tired and discouraged, and you choose to take the next right action anyway. That choice repeated daily is how legends are born. Number 4, thinking big and mental reprogramming. Your thoughts are too small for the life you want to live. You've been thinking in increments when you need to think in multiples. You've been planning for modest improvements when you need to architect complete transformation. You've been setting goals that feel safe and reasonable when you need to set goals that terrify and inspire you in equal measure. Your small thinking has become a cage that keeps your potential locked away from the world that needs it. The size of your thinking determines the size of your life. If you think small thoughts, you will live a small life. If you think thoughts worthy of greatness, greatness will begin to manifest around you. This is not mystical fantasy. This is psychological law. Your mind cannot simultaneously hold a vision of mediocrity and create a reality of excellence. Your brain will only show you opportunities, possibilities, and solutions that match the size of your current thinking. Your mind is like a radio that can tune into different frequencies. Most people spend their entire lives tuned into the frequency of limitation, broadcasting thoughts of what's impossible, what's too difficult, what's too risky. But there's another frequency available, the frequency of possibility, where every obstacle becomes a stepping stone, every problem becomes a disguised opportunity, every setback becomes setup for a comeback. I knew a carpenter who spent years building small projects for small wages, thinking that was the limit of his ability. One day, he walked past the construction site of a great palace, and instead of thinking, "I could never build something like that," he thought, "I wonder what I would need to learn to build something like that." That single shift in thinking changed everything. He began studying architecture, learning from master builders, visualizing himself creating magnificent structures. Within 5 years, he was the chief architect for the greatest building projects in the kingdom. The only thing that changed was the size of his thoughts. The breakthrough happens when you understand that your current circumstances are not your permanent address. They are simply the result of your previous thinking made visible. If you want different results, you need different thoughts. If you want a different life, you need a different vision. If you want different opportunities, you need a different level of thinking. But thinking big is not enough. You must reprogram your mind to think big automatically, unconsciously, consistently. Your old programming runs deep, carved into your neural pathways by years of repetition. To install new programming, you need new repetition. You need to feed your mind a steady diet of expanded possibilities until thinking big becomes more natural than thinking small. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you read the news, before you allow the world to flood your mind with its limitations, spend time visualizing your life as you intend it to become. See yourself living in the home you want to live in. See yourself doing the work you want to do. See yourself being the person you want to be. Make these visions so vivid, so detailed, so emotionally compelling that your brain begins to believe they are memories of things that have already happened rather than fantasies of things that might happen. Write down goals that are 10 times bigger than what you currently think is possible for you. If you want to earn $100,000 next year, write down 1 million. If you want to lose 20 pounds, write down what it would take to become the fittest person you know. If you want to start a business, plan to build an empire. These goals may seem impossible now, but impossibility is just unfamiliarity. The more time you spend with big goals, the more possible they become. Your mind is the most powerful creative force in your possession, but most people use it like a calculator when they should be using it like a computer capable of modeling entire new realities. Stop calculating what's probable and start imagining what's possible. Your current level of thinking created your current level of results. A new level of results requires a new level of thinking. Number 5. Influence of environment and relationships. You become who you spend time with. You adopt the standards of the people around you. You absorb the beliefs of your environment like a sponge absorbs water, unconsciously, automatically, completely. Right now, the people in your inner circle are programming your expectations for what's possible in your life. And if those expectations are small, your results will be small no matter how much effort you put forth. Look around you. Listen to the conversations that surround you daily. Are they conversations about possibility or limitation, about opportunity or obstacle, about growth or complaint? The energy you swim in every day is shaping your reality more powerfully than your individual efforts. You can work hard all day to build something greater, but if you go home to people who constantly discuss why success is impossible, their beliefs will slowly erode your efforts like water wearing away stone. Your environment is not neutral. It is either lifting you up or pulling you down. It is either expanding your vision or contracting it. It is either feeding your faith in what you can become or starving it. There is no middle ground. Every person you interact with, every conversation you participate in, every space you occupy is either contributing to your transformation or undermining it. I once observed 2 merchants who started their businesses on the same day with identical resources. One surrounded himself with other struggling merchants who spent their time complaining about customers, cursing the competition, and explaining why success was impossible in their industry. The other sought out the most successful traders in the city, asked them questions, studied their methods, adopted their perspectives. After 1 year, the first merchant was barely surviving, constantly stressed, always on the edge of failure. The second merchant had expanded his operation 3 times and was planning his 4th location. Same industry, same starting point, but completely different environments shaping completely different results. The awakening comes when you realize that you have been allowing other people's limitations to become your own. You have been unconsciously agreeing to live at the level of the lowest person in your circle. You have been adjusting your dreams downward to match the comfort zone of people who may love you, but don't share your vision for what your life could become. But here's what you must understand. Changing your environment doesn't necessarily mean changing your relationships. It means changing the nature of those relationships. It means setting boundaries around what kinds of conversations you will participate in. It means no longer being the audience for other people's complaints, excuses, and limitations. It means becoming someone who elevates every room you enter rather than someone who gets pulled down to the level of every room you enter. If you cannot immediately surround yourself with people who share your vision for growth, you can still curate an environment of excellence through the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the content you consume. You can have conversations with great minds through their written words. You can absorb wisdom from people who have achieved what you want to achieve. You can feed your mind thoughts that are bigger and better than anything in your immediate physical environment. Start by identifying the 3 people you spend the most time with. Ask yourself honestly, are these people encouraging me to think bigger or smaller? Are they supporting my growth or enabling my limitations? Are they pushing me toward my potential or holding me back for their own comfort? This isn't about judging them or cutting them off. It's about taking responsibility for the influence you allow into your life. Create what I call an environment audit. For 1 week, pay attention to every conversation, every piece of media, every physical space that influences your thinking. Notice which ones leave you feeling inspired, empowered, capable of more. Notice which ones leave you feeling drained, limited, or stuck. Then deliberately increase your exposure to the first category and decrease your exposure to the second. Your environment is your destiny. The people around you are prediction machines, constantly telling you what they believe you can and cannot achieve. If you want to change your results, change the predictions you're living under. Surround yourself with people who see your potential more clearly than you do. and watch how quickly your reality rises to meet their expectations. Number 6, continuous learning and growth mindset. You stopped learning the day you decided you knew enough. That was the day your growth ended, your opportunities began shrinking, and your value in the world started declining. While you've been coasting on old knowledge, the world has been racing ahead, creating new possibilities for those who never stop expanding their minds, and new obstacles for those who think their education is complete. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is expensive. Every skill you haven't developed is costing you opportunities. Every book you haven't read contains insights that could transform your circumstances. Every lesson you haven't learned is a problem you'll have to face unprepared. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is filled with knowledge and skills you don't yet possess. And the only way to cross that gap is through relentless, intentional learning. Your mind is like a muscle that grows stronger with use or atrophies with neglect. Most people stop challenging their minds after formal education ends, and their thinking becomes rigid. Their creativity dries up. Their ability to solve new problems diminishes. Meanwhile, those who treat learning as a lifelong discipline continue expanding their capacity, seeing new solutions, discovering new opportunities, becoming more valuable with each passing year. There was a merchant in my time who owned a successful spice shop. For years, he was content with his steady profits, never bothering to learn about new trading routes, new preservation methods, or new markets. He thought his experience was enough. Then younger merchants arrived who had studied the latest techniques, learned new languages, and developed relationships in distant lands. Within 2 years, his comfortable business was struggling to survive. Not because he became worse at what he did, but because he stopped becoming better while others continued growing. The transformation begins when you realize that in a rapidly changing world, the person who stops learning starts dying. Not physically, but intellectually, creatively, professionally. Every day you're not growing, you're falling behind. Every day you're not expanding your skills, someone else is. Every day you're not increasing your value, your current value is depreciating. But here's what changes everything. Learning is not something you add to your life when you have extra time. Learning is how you create extra time, extra money, extra opportunities, extra options. The right knowledge applied at the right moment can save you years of struggle, thousands of dollars in mistakes, countless hours of inefficient effort. The most successful people in history were not the smartest people. They were the most committed learners. They understood that knowledge is the ultimate leverage. One insight can change your entire trajectory. One skill can open doors you didn't even know existed. One book can contain the answer to a problem you've been struggling with for years. Here's your new reality. You will read at least one book per month for the rest of your life. Not when you feel like it, not when you have time, not when you're motivated. Every month without exception. This alone will put you in the top 10% of people in terms of continuous education. Most people haven't read a book since school ended. By reading just 12 books a year, you will be absorbing more new knowledge annually than most people absorb in a decade. But reading is just the beginning. You will also identify the 3 most important skills for your future success and dedicate time every week to developing them. Not someday, not when you're ready, not when you have more time. Every week, you will get better at something that matters to your future. Choose learning over entertainment. Choose growth over comfort. Choose becoming better over staying the same. Your future self is depending on the knowledge and skills you develop today. The problems you'll face tomorrow can only be solved by the person you become between now and then. Number 7. Personal responsibility as the foundation of change. You have been living as a victim of circumstances that you created. You have been blaming external forces for internal choices. You have been pointing fingers at everything outside yourself, while the real source of your problems has been staring back at you in the mirror every morning. Until you accept complete, total, absolute responsibility for where you are and who you have become, you will remain powerless to change either. Personal responsibility is not about blame or guilt or shame. Personal responsibility is about power. When you accept that you are the author of your life, you also accept that you have the power to write a different story. When you own your failures completely, you also own your ability to create success completely. When you stop being a victim of your circumstances, you start being the creator of them. Every excuse you make is a vote for powerlessness. Every time you blame your parents, your education, your circumstances, your luck, you are essentially saying, I am not in control of my life. And if you are not in control of your life, then you cannot change your life. If external forces determine your results, then external forces must change for your results to change. But if you determine your results, then you can change them anytime you decide to. The prison of victimhood has no locks, no guards, no walls except the ones you maintain in your mind. You hold the key to your own freedom, but as long as you're focused on who put you there, why you're there, how unfair it is that you're there, you'll never notice the key in your hand. The moment you stop asking, why is this happening to me, and start asking, how is this preparing me, everything changes. I knew a man who lost everything in a fire that destroyed his business. He spent months bitter, angry, blaming fate for his misfortune. He told everyone who would listen about how unfair life was, how he didn't deserve such tragedy, how external forces had ruined him. Meanwhile, his competitor across the street, who had also lost his shop in the same fire, was already making plans to rebuild bigger and better. He said, "This fire didn't destroy my business. It cleared the ground for my empire." One man remained a victim of the fire for years. The other became wealthy beyond his previous dreams within 2 years of the fire. The shift happens when you understand that you are not responsible for everything that happens to you, but you are responsible for everything you do about what happens to you. You didn't choose your family, your starting circumstances, or many of the challenges you faced, but you choose your response to all of those things, and your response determines your results. This means taking responsibility for your financial situation, even if you inherited debt. Taking responsibility for your relationships, even if others have hurt you. Taking responsibility for your health, even if you have genetic predispositions. Taking responsibility for your education, even if your schools failed you. Taking responsibility for your future, even if your past was difficult. But with this responsibility comes tremendous power. If you are the problem, then you can be the solution. If your thinking created your current reality, then different thinking can create a different reality. If your choices led you here, then different choices can lead you somewhere else. Start by eliminating victim language from your vocabulary. Instead of I can't because, say I can if. Instead of I have to, say I choose to. Instead of they made me, say I decided. Instead of if only, say next time. Instead of it's not fair, say it's my responsibility. Take inventory of every area of your life where you've been blaming external circumstances for internal results. Write down each situation and next to it, write down how you contributed to creating it. Then write down what you can do differently moving forward. This exercise will be uncomfortable, but discomfort is the price of freedom. Your life will change the moment you stop being a victim of your story and start being the author of it. Everything you need to transform your reality already exists within you. The only question is whether you will take responsibility for using it or continue giving your power away to forces beyond your control. Choose wisely. Your future depends on it. You stand now at the threshold between two versions of yourself. Behind you lies the person who accepted limitation as destiny, who carried the weight of inherited beliefs about what was possible, who looked at wealth as something that happened to other people in other lives. Ahead of you stands the person you are becoming, the one who understands that prosperity is not a gift bestowed by fortune, but a creation born from consciousness. This moment right now, as these words settle into your awareness, is not the end of anything. It is the beginning of everything. You are not the same person who started this journey of understanding. Something fundamental has shifted in the way you see yourself, in the way you understand your relationship with money, success, and possibility itself. The caterpillar does not decide one day to become a butterfly. The transformation happens at the cellular level, invisibly, inevitably, as the very structure of what it means to exist reorganizes itself around a new blueprint. You too are in that process now. The old habits, the old thoughts, the old identity that kept you bound to scarcity are dissolving. In their place, new patterns are forming, new neural pathways are strengthening, new possibilities are taking root in the soil of your consciousness. Every choice you make from this moment forward is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, responsibility over blame, action over delay, learning over stagnation, you are casting a ballot for the life you truly want to live. These votes accumulate, and eventually they become the democracy of your destiny. If you feel called to continue this journey of transformation, to dive deeper into the wisdom that shapes destiny, subscribe now and join others who have decided that their current circumstances are not their final destination. The path ahead requires courage, but you do not walk it alone. Your metamorphosis has already begun. There is no turning back now, only the magnificent unfolding of who you were always meant to become.